Inside the mind of the cyber adversary. A narrative profile of modern threat actors and their motivations. The broad spectrum of the cyber threat landscape. The modern digital ecosystem is continuously populated by a wide array of cyber attackers, diverse individuals and sophisticated groups who actively attempt to exploit system vulnerabilities for personal or financial gain. These adversaries cast an incredibly wide net in their campaigns. They demonstrate a keen interest in targeting virtually everything a digital enterprise holds value in, ranging from sensitive customer credit cards to proprietary, high-value product designs. Understanding the distinct profiles of these threat actors is foundational to building an effective organizational defense strategy. The ethical spectrum, white, gray, and black hats. To effectively categorize those who break into computer networks and systems. The cybersecurity industry evaluates them based on the underlying intent of their intrusion. Attackers are traditionally distinguished using a symbolic spectrum of color-coded hats, white, gray, and black. White hat attackers serve as defensive allies to enterprises. They intentionally break into networks or computer systems strictly to identify latent weaknesses so that the system's overall security can be improved. These proactive operations are always conducted with explicit prior permission, and the discovered vulnerabilities are reported directly back to the system owner. On the opposite end of the ethical spectrum are black hat attackers. Driven by entirely malicious intent, these individuals take aggressive advantage of any accessible vulnerability for illegal personal, financial, or political gain. Occupying the complex middle ground are grey hat attackers. While these individuals may set out with the benign goal of uncovering vulnerabilities within a system, they are unconstrained by strict authorization. A grey hat will typically only report their findings to the system owners if doing so directly coincides with their personal agenda. Alternatively, they might bypass the owner entirely and publish full technical details about the vulnerability on the open internet, inadvertently or intentionally allowing other malicious attackers to exploit the flaw. Operational maturity, from amateurs to organized syndicates. Beyond their ethical motivations, cyber adversaries vary dramatically in their operational sophistication, technical capability, and funding. At the entry level are amateur threat actors, colloquially known as script kiddies, a term that originally emerged in the 1990s. These inexperienced hackers rely almost entirely on pre-existing automated tools, scripts or step-by-step instructions found on the internet to launch their digital offensives, while some script kiddies act out of pure curiosity and others actively attempt to demonstrate their skills or cause malicious harm. Their lack of deep technical capability should not be underestimated. Their basic attacks can still yield devastating operational consequences for unprotected environments. Standing in stark contrast to these unpolished amateurs are organized hackers. This highly dangerous tier includes structured networks of cybercriminals, hacktivists, terrorists, and state-sponsored units. These advanced actors operate with immense sophistication and internal coordination, occasionally moving so far as to provide cybercrime-as-a-service commercial models to lower-tier criminals. Within this ecosystem, hacktivists utilize digital intrusion to make loud ideological statements and drive public awareness around social or political issues important to them. On the most sophisticated front, state-sponsored attackers operate directly on behalf of their home governments to gather critical intelligence or commit precise tactical sabotage, backed by extensive government funding and rigorous elite training. These actors remain unyieldingly focused on achieving specific long-term strategic goals that directly benefit their nation's geopolitical interests.
Bạn muốn học mạng máy tính nhanh hơn, hiệu quả hơn và có người đồng hành xuyên suốt. Khóa học mạng máy tính 1 kèm 1 sẽ mang đến cho bạn một giảng viên hướng dẫn riêng, xây dựng lộ trình học phù hợp với trình độ và mục tiêu của bạn. Bạn sẽ được thực hành liên tục trên các bài lab thực tế, rèn luyện kỹ năng cấu hình và xử lý sự cố mạng như trong doanh nghiệp. Với lịch học linh hoạt, hỗ trợ tận tình và tập trung 100% vào sự tiến bộ của từng học viên, bạn sẽ tự tin chinh phục chứng chỉ kỹ sư mạng quốc tế và sẵn sàng bước vào sự nghiệp quản trị mạng doanh nghiệp. Khóa học mạng máy tính 1 kèm 1 học đúng trọng tâm, thực hành chuyên sâu, sẵn sàng cho công việc thực tế.